Arsenal have finally agreed a deal to sign Martin Zubimendi following weeks of negotiations and conflicting reports muddying the waters. Zubimendi has a £51 million release clause in his contract with Real Sociedad, but as Liverpool well know, agreeing to pay that fee does not mean the deal is done. The Spanish midfielder pulled out of a move to Anfield last summer, and his reluctance to leave his boyhood club has coloured his anticipated transfer to North London. Zubimendi had agreed to the move well before the summer transfer window opened for business on June 1, yet there have been delays in Arsenal announcing his capture. Reported interest from Real Madrid and non-committal words from Zubimendi himself had confused matters. But it now seems that Arsenal have got the deal over the line, with an explanation emerging for why it has taken so long. Real Sociedad told Arsenal they wanted the deal to go through in July for accounting reasons, as first reported by The Athletic. Simultaneously, negotiations dragged on because Arsenal were bartering over the structure of the deal, wanting to pay his release clause in installments, as is commonplace in the transfer market. Now, rather than going to dump the entire cost in the Spanish Football Federation's offices, Arsenal have agreed to pay La Real a total of £55 million, £4 million over the release clause, in order to spread the cost out over a couple of years. The Gunners have spent months negotiating with the Spanish side and are happy with the outcome. Arsenal have been heavily linked with Benjamin Sesko in recent weeks, with RB Leipzig dragging their heels. After failing to secure a new forward last summer, the Arsenal hierarchy will know they cannot afford to make the same mistake again this summer. A thin striker core was the Gunners' undoing this season, as injuries left Mikel Arteta's squad exposed up front, with Mikel Merino having to be deployed as an emergency forward during the final third of the season. A third consecutive second-place finish ensued, and if Arteta's men are ever going to shake their always the bridesmaid label, they will need to add more firepower to their ranks this summer. RB Leipzig forward Benjamin Sesko has been linked with a move to Arsenal for more than a year, with the 22-year-old opting to extend his contract with the German side last summer by another year until 2029. Arsenal's plans to sign a new centre-forward appear to be well underway, and Mikel Arteta has made his preference clear. The Gunners are now pushing ahead with a deal for RB Leipzig striker Benjamin Sesko, with talks described as advancing well by Fabrizio Romano. The 6 feet 5 inches Slovenian has reportedly been identified as the ideal fit for Arteta's system, with the Arsenal manager said to have convinced the club to revisit their interest after coming close to signing him last year. But while the boss is all in on Sesko, not every supporter shares his enthusiasm. Many Gunners still see Viktor Gyökeres as the more suitable option. The Swedish striker has been heavily linked with a move to the Emirates and boasts a far more impressive recent goal tally. With 97 goals across the last 2 seasons, it's no surprise fans view the 27-year-old as the more proven option. Gyökeres is also at his peak. He's powerful, experienced, and seen by many as the type of striker who could hit the ground running in the Premier League. Sesko, by contrast, is still only 22. The age gap alone is enough for some to question whether Arsenal are once again choosing potential over proven quality. But concerns about Sesko's age may not be entirely fair. Despite only turning 22 recently, he has already made over 250 senior appearances for club and country. His journey started at just 16 with FC Liefering, before breaking through at Red Bull Salzburg and then moving on to Leipzig. That level of experience at such a young age is rare. For comparison, Gyökeres had just over 100 senior games under his belt at the same age. Sesko has been a regular starter for years and knows what it takes to lead the line week in, week out. While his numbers may not yet match Gyökeres, Sesko's ceiling remains incredibly high. He offers physical presence, technical ability, and time on his side. If Arteta believes he can mold him into a world-class forward, it's easy to see why the club are making him a priority. Arsenal's interest in Viktor Gyökeres isn't developing, and their full focus is on signing RB Leipzig striker Benjamin Sesko, according to Fabrizio Romano. The Gunners are set to sign a new number 9 this summer, and it has long been speculated that Gyökeres and Sesko were their top two targets. Both enjoyed superb past seasons at Sporting CP and Leipzig, respectively, and are the centre-forward profile that Mikel Arteta is crying out for. Gyökeres, 27, is the finished article, given his age, and he has previously spent time in English football with Coventry City. But Sesko, 22, looks to be Arteta's preferred choice, and the club are pursuing the Slovenian's signature. Sesko is a long-term target who was on Arsenal's radar last summer but turned down a move to the Emirates over doubts over his game time. He instead opted to continue his development at Leipzig, where he has earned a reputation as one of Europe's most highly regarded target men. Romano has revealed that work on a deal for the 41-cap Slovenia international is advancing very well, and that he's sold on Arteta's project. He suggested that there are concrete possibilities of the frontman getting closer and closer to possibly completing his move.
Gunners boss Mikel Arteta is no stranger to goalkeeper changes, however, with Bernd Leno, Emiliano Martinez, Aaron Ramsdale, and David Raya all enjoying extended runs as the club's first-choice goalkeeper during the Spaniard's tenure. Arsenal are said to be long-time admirers of Kepa, with key figures impressed by his character, while acting as an understudy during spells with Chelsea and Real Madrid in recent times. Espanyol's Joan Garcia had looked poised to join the Gunners' goalkeeping ranks last summer, but the deal never materialised, and the young Spaniard now looks set to join and start for Barcelona. Arsenal are closing in on a cut-price £5 million deal to find goalkeeper Kepa Arrizabalaga from Chelsea, with the Spain international set to provide competition for compatriot David Raya. Kepa became the world's most expensive goalkeeper when he moved to Stamford Bridge in a £72 million deal 7 seasons ago from Athletic Bilbao. But he spent last season on loan at Bournemouth, starting all but 3 Premier League games after finding a new deal at his parent club that included a £5 in release clause and also for his salary lowered significantly. Chelsea head coach Enzo Maresca does not consider him part of his plans going forward. He played 163 times for the club, keeping 59 clean sheets and winning 4 major honours. But he last featured for them in 2023, having also been sent on loan to Real Madrid, where he made 20 appearances. Bournemouth were keen on making his switch to the South Coast permanent, with head coach Andoni Iraola saying, "I think it is a matter of negotiating with Kepa himself and with Chelsea. I think both sides are very happy with his loan spell." However, Kepa, 30, is now set to become the latest player to swap Chelsea for the Gunners. Raheem Sterling spent a difficult spell on loan at the Emirates in the season just past, alongside former Blues Kai Havertz and Jorginho. The Gunners had initially been keen on Espanyol's Joan Garcia, but he seems increasingly destined for Barcelona. Mikel Arteta's pursuit of a new centre-forward continues, meanwhile, with Benjamin Sesko and Victor Gyökeres near the top